Female reproductive system. Female reproductive system in human consisting on the primary sexual organ known as ovary, and two ovaries are present in the lower abdominal region. You can say it is a pelvic region. So pair of ovaries play dual role. It acts as a primary sex organ in the female. प्राइमरी सेक्स ऑर्गन उसे कहते हैं जो गैमेट प्रोड्यूस करता है. तो फीमेल गैमेट आर प्रोड्यूसेस इन अ ओवरी एंड फीमेल गैमेट इज कॉल्ड एज ओवम और सेकेंडरी oocyte, it is also called as egg cell. So formation ovum or female gamete or egg cell is called as oogenesis. Oogenesis takes place inside the ovary. Ovary also act as an endocrine gland, the gland which produces hormone and hormone circulating through the blood. They are called as endocrine gland. So this ovary produces two type of hormone. One is estrogen, and second is progesterone. Estrogen and progesterone, both of these two are the steroidal hormone, also called as ovarian hormone, play an important role in the menstruation cycle. Now, apart from the pair of ovaries, accessory duct are also present, which include oviduct. Oviduct represent the pair of fallopian tube. Now, apart from oviduct, uterus, which is single, uterus is also called as womb. Then cervix, the cavity of the cervix is cervical canal which join to the vagina. So all these tubular form represent the accessory duct in the female reproductive system. And last is the female external genitalia, which is also called as vulva. Female external genitalia is also called as vulva. Now we are going to discuss all this component in the female reproductive system one by one in quite detail. So first of all, we are going to discuss about the pair of ovaries. Ovaries are located in the lower region of the abdominal chamber or abdominal cavity. This is the marked difference between the primary sexual organ of male and primary sexual organ of female. In case of male, the pair of testes are not located inside the abdominal chamber. Pair of testes are located just outside the abdominal chamber. But in female, the primary sex organ, that is pair of ovaries, are located inside but at the lower portion of the abdominal cavity. Each ovary occupy the one side of the abdominal chamber. This cavity is also called as pelvic region. Now ovary is oval shape structure. It is also almond shape structure, and the length of ovary ranges from 4 centimeter to the 5 centimeter. Ovary is connected to the pelvic wall at one side, that is dorsal side, and the same ovary is connected to the wall of uterus on another side. Let us consider this is the ovary and this is the wall of pelvic region. A ligament is the connection between ovary and pelvic wall. This ligament is known as suspensory ligament. Suspensory ligament. And let us consider this is a womb. Womb is also called as uterus. Ovary is connected to the uterus again with the help of extended ligament, and the ligament who connect ovary with the wall of uterus is known as ovarian ligament. Now the ovary, which is elliptical shape structure, or almond shaped structure, this ovary is covered by a thin layer of epithelial tissue. This thin layer of epithelial tissue contain the female germinal cells. They are epithelial in nature and form a very thin covering of the ovary. Now the internal structure of the ovary is known as stroma, which is again divided into two parts. The peripheral part of the stroma is known as stromal cortex, and the central part of the stroma is known as stromal medulla. Peripheral part is cortex and central part is medulla. This is the structure of origin or ovary. Now we are going to discuss about the fallopian tube, which is a part of oviduct. Diagrammatically, let us consider this is ovary. Attached to the ovary, fallopian tube is present, which represent the oviduct. And this fallopian tube extends from ovary to the uterus. This is uterus. The uterus is only single, but ovary is present in pairs. This is another ovary, that is left ovary. And again fallopian tube extend from the ovary up to the uterus, like this. Okay. Now the first part of the fallopian tube, which is closer to the ovary, is look funnel shape structure, and the funnel shape structure of the fallopian tube is known as infundibulum. Infundibulum. The edge of infundibulum represent the finger-like structure. All these fingers are known as fimbriae. Now actually at the time of ovulation, in the menstruation cycle, at the 14th day, secondary oocyte or ovum get released out from the fully matured Graafian follicle. This secondary oocyte is captured by the fimbriae. So the function of fimbriae is to pick up the egg cell or secondary oocyte. Now when the infundibulum passes away, at the turn it forms a large or swollen structure or broad structure. This broad structure of the fallopian tube is called as ampulla, and ampulla continuously form a narrow and long tube up to the uterus. This long narrow tube is known as isthmus. These are the different part of the fallopian tube. The first part near the ovary is funnel shaped structure known as infundibulum. The fingers are fimbriae, which collect the ovum or secondary oocyte from the ovary. Ampulla is a turn broad portion, and the narrow long tube up to the uterus is called as isthmus. The length of each fallopian tube is 10 to 12 centimeter. Now second part of the oviduct is called as uterus. Uterus is also called as womb. Uterus is also called as womb. It is inverted pear-shaped structure. Inverted pear-shaped structure, and uterus consisting on 3 walls. These 3 walls perform different type of functions. The outermost wall is the linear and made up of very thin membrane. The thin membranous outermost wall of the uterus is known as perimetrium. Perimetrium performs the function of attachment. Attachment through the ligament with ovary wall, and this ligament between ovary and perimetrium wall of the uterus is called as ovarian ligament. The middle wall of the uterus is very thick, and it is made up of smooth muscles. The middle wall is called as myometrium. At the time of birth of the child, this myometrium performed the strong contraction under the influence of oxytocin hormone. So oxytocin is also called as birth hormone. Innermost layer, which is highly folded, of the uterus is known as endometrium, and this endometrium undergoes cyclic changes because it shows the presence of several glands. So endometrium undergoes cyclic changes during the menstruation cycle, and implantation of blastocyst is also occur in the endometrium. After some time of the implantation, it forms the villi, and villi gets slowly converted to the placenta, the common junction or connection between mother and the child, through which exchange of nutrients, gases and material can be takes place. Now, this is the uterine cavity. Uterine cavity leads into the narrow cavity. This space completely is called as cervix, and the space inside the cervix, space means cavity of the cervix, is known as cervical canal, and this cervical canal continue again into approximately 10 to 12 centimeter long canal. This long canal after the cervical canal is called as vagina. So this vagina along with cervical canal form the birth canal. इसके ऊपर क्वेश्चन पूछते हैं एनसीईआरटी में कि birth canal is formed from the birth canal is formed by cervical canal and vagina. This is opening of the vagina is covered by the female external genitalia. So all this structure related to the female reproductive system include the pair of ovary, pair of fallopian tube, single uterus, cervix and vagina. Now we are going to discuss about the female external genitalia. So this female external genitalia, here we are looking external genitalia is also called as vulva, consisting on several components. One of the first component of vulva is mons pubis. Mons pubis. This mons pubis is actually a cushion of fatty tissue. Cushion of fatty tissue, and externally or superficially it is covered by skin, and skin covering the mons pubis represent the hairs, and these hairs are called as pubic hairs. So mons pubis is a cushion of fatty acid. It is the topmost form of the vulva, and cushion of fatty tissue is covered by skin along with hairs. Hairs are known as pubic hairs, which represent the secondary sexual character. Now second component in the external genitalia is labia majora. This labia majora is extended out from the mons pubis, consisting on pair of fleshy folded tissue. So paired means it is 2 in number. Paired fleshy folded tissue extend down from the mons pubis, and it cover the opening of vagina. Third component in the female external genitalia is known as labia minora. Labia minora is a fold of tissue extend or present inside the labia majora. तो देखिए सबसे ऊपर प्रेजेंट रहेगा मॉन्स प्यूबिस, मॉन्स प्यूबिस से एक्सटेंड डाउन होगा लेबिया मेजोरा, लेबिया मेजोरा के इनर साइड, ये ऊपर है, अंदर साइड रहेगा लेबिया माइनोरा, और लेबिया माइनोरा का जो अपर जंक्शन है मॉन्स प्यूबिस की तरफ, वहां पर एक फिंगर लाइक स्ट्रक्चर रहेगा, अ टाइनी फिंगर लाइक स्ट्रक्चर विच इज नोन एज क्लाइटोरिस. So clitoris is a very tiny, means small finger-like structure present at the upper junction of two labia minora. Last part of the external genitalia is a very thin membrane known as hymen. This membrane partially covers the opening of vagina, and this hymen membrane can be broken down at the time of sexual intercourse or coitus. Hymen membrane can also be broken down due to sudden fall, jolt, actively participate in sports, for example, a female riding the horse or perform the cycling at that time, or when the female perform the vaginal tamponum, the hymen can be broken down. In some cases, it is found that even after multiple times of intercourse in the woman, hymen cannot be broken down. So breaking of hymen or degradation of hymen is not a reliable indicator of virginity or sexual intercourse. So this is all about the female external genitalia, consisting on mons pubis, labia majora, labia minora, clitoris, and the covering thin membrane partial cover the vagina is called as hymen. Now, apart from this female reproductive system, one more important thing is here, which is called as pair of mammary glands. Two means pair of mammary glands. These mammary glands integrated structurally and functionally with the female reproductive system and participate or perform the helping role in ovulation, fertilization, then pregnancy, birth, and especially after the birth of child, the feeding is done by the mammary gland because mammary gland produces milk. Presence of mammary gland is a characteristic feature of female mammals. जितने भी female mammals हैं सभी में pair of mammary gland पाया जाएगा. Now in humans the pair of mammary gland is also called as breast. Each breast is divided into 15 to 20 globular shape structure which is called as mammary lobules. Each lobule consisting on bunch of cell like the cluster of grapes. अंगूर का जैसा गुच्छा होता है उस तरह से cells का group है. That group of cell is called as alveoli. So mammary lobule contain mammary alveoli. The cells of alveoli under the influence of prolactin hormone secrete the milk, and the milk ejected out from the alveoli is stored in the cavity around the alveoli. Let us consider this is the mammary lobule. In this lobule, cluster of cells are known as alveoli cells. These alveoli secrete the milk, and milk is accumulated in the cavity of the alveoli. Now, tubes arises from the each alveoli, and this tube conduct milk away from the mammarial alveoli, and milk is going through the mammary tubules in the mammary duct. Mammary duct store the milk and release out from the lactiferous duct. Lactiferous duct open into a ampulla shaped structure, and this ampulla is also called as nipple. So this is the sequence of formation and secretion of milk from the mammary gland. Mammary lobule contain alveoli. Alveoli cell are actually secreting the milk. Milk is stored in the alveoli cavity, and through the tubule they move in the duct. Several ducts join to form the lactiferous duct, which is also called as lactiferous ampulla, and ampulla through the nipple secrete out the milk. So these are the structure of female reproductive system in human. Remaining portion of gametogenesis we are studying in next lecture.